Thank you so much. It really is a joy to be here, and I had a lot of fun last night, and I played a little bit too, so that really makes it good. Yes, I do have two goats. I have Mutt and Jeff. My father named them, and then I have a little dog named Harley. So, and I know that you probably all left your family and your friends and made a sacrifice to come here today, and I really appreciate you and thank you for that. And overall, I thank you for your leadership. It's like no matter what capacity that we work in Rotary, or we serve in Rotary, we're all leaders, right? And so I thank you for that. So we're going to start with a presentation, and this is from President Jacque Mehta. Thank you. So on behalf of Rotary International President Jacque Mehta and his spouse Rashi, I am pleased to be with you in Wichita, the air capital of the world.
We are people of action.
And when there's a challenge to confront,
That's okay. We are people of action, right? Yeah, so at your 5680 conference, and I'm from 6080, so it was easy for me to remember, to celebrate with you, but also to challenge you as we serve to change lives. So as people of action, we understand that fulfilling the vision requires a plan. And I don't know how many of you know Rotary's action plan, but we're going to talk about that today. But more than a century ago, we pioneered a new model of service leadership grounded in person-to-person communication. And I'm really glad to be here in this person-to-person communication.
people of action come together and make a plan.
Isn't this reinforcing and affirmative? We're doing it. So today, those connections are a network that spans the globe, bridging cultural, linguistic, generational, and geographic barriers, and shares the vision of a better world. As people of action, we understand that fulfilling that vision requires a plan. And now,
Oh, wait, am I really supposed to do it?
yeah.
Even as we continue to help address global challenges, we're facing one of our own. When Rotary surveyed people around the world, we found a big gap between who we are as an organization today and who we need and want to be.
Our foundation is strong, but Rotary is ready to show that we can grow and become even stronger.
So we established our new action plan as a roadmap for how we can think differently, be more inclusive, and become a stronger, more effective Rotary.
The plan has 4 priorities. We're going to increase our impact because now more than ever, the world needs innovative planning and proved solutions. We'll be more data-driven, not just serving communities and doing good works, but measuring what we do so we can scale up our successes. And share more compelling stories about the good we do.
We will expand our reach by welcoming new people into Rotary and finding new ways to connect with people who share our commitment to making our communities and ourselves better. We'll enhance participant engagement by making sure everyone who connects with us gets even more out of their experiences than they put in.
And we'll increase our ability to adapt, because staying ahead of change while staying true to who we are is exactly how we make sure we have the staying power it takes to lead a new century of change.
Rotary's action plan is ambitious, but we can do it.
If we work together on new ways to think, plan, and take action, we will bring our communities and our organization to new heights.
Our legacy is in the making. Ready to do your part?
Let's show the world what it means to be people of action.
Okay, so the first slide is, you already saw in the video, it's the Rotary Action Plan. It's through 2024, and it is as you just heard, to increase our impact, expand our reach, enhance participant engagement, and increase our ability to adapt. Now, the first priority is to increase our impact, and that's the next one. People of action are effective problem solvers. And why do Rotarians achieve so much? The answer starts, wrong page. We invest in relationships. We make decisions based on sound evidence. We know how to mobilize our networks to create solutions that last. And we're always learning from our experiences in projects, our clubs, and in our careers. So what does it mean for Rotary International? Over the next several years, Rotary will invest in continuing our efforts to eradicate polio and using our lessons learned to shape approaches to measurement and evaluation in our other areas of focus. We're going to evaluate our programs and offerings to ensure that we are directing efforts towards those that they have most impact. We're going to identify expertise and a methodology for measurement that is appropriate for Rotary, along with the tools and frameworks needed for evaluating our project work. So what does it mean for you? How do you take action? Every club and district, along with all of its members and participants, can significantly increase impact by gaining a greater sense of focus. Try collecting more information on community needs and conducting pre- and post-activity evaluations. This will give you a better sense of where and how you create measurable, lasting change that will be meaningful to the communities that you serve. These facts and details will also allow you to tell compelling stories of how your club or district can help make a difference. Sharing these stories will help you attract like-minded leaders to your club, form new partnerships, and build a stronger, more diverse network of people to collaborate with on bigger projects. So what will be your club's or your district's legacy? The answer starts with defining and measuring the impact you have on your community. Use that information to choose projects that offer the most value to your community and to improve those projects to have more impact over time. Hold a project fair to build new partnerships, including international service. Together, we can seek out new ways to translate our experience into making a difference in our communities and across the globe. Let's prove that our impact on the world has only just begun. Now, empowering girls, it's one of Jacque's presidential initiatives. And this initiative is asking clubs and districts to engage in one or more projects this year that address inequities affecting girls. And I know you have a real broad-based program on human trafficking that you're working on, and that really ties in well to the Empowering Girls Initiative. So we can increase our impact through those projects that protect, empower, and create equity for girls. And it could focus on supporting access to healthcare and nutrition, ensuring access to water, sanitation, and hygiene, preventing exploitation, neglect, and physical and emotional violence, supplying menstrual health and hygiene resources, preventing or increasing awareness about child labor and child marriage, and offering opportunities for girls to elevate their voices and articulate their views, ideas, and opinions. The second priority is to expand our reach. People of action activate and inspire others, giving them hope that the world can change for the better, and they can be a part of that change. We know that there are many people seeking both a greater sense of purpose and the kind of person-to-person involvement in this digital realm, and that the digital realm can't provide. We have what it takes to be their first choice. Rotary's global membership is comprised of 1.4 million people of action. Now you say 1.4, it's 1.2 million Rotarians and 36,000 Rotary clubs and more than 200,000 Rotaractors in 10,000 Rotaract clubs. So growing Rotary's membership is Rotary International's internal priority. And what is Fred's goal for this year? All right, that's great. That was really great. So the goal is overall to get to 1.3 million by the end of the world. I mean, by the end of the world. Thank you. You're laughing with me. I love it. I love it. Okay. So if we grow more, we can do more, right? So that's all part of it. So what does it mean for you? How can you take action? There are many ways that people can connect. Look around in your community and think about who the other leaders are, keeping in mind that there are many different ways to be a leader. How can you start a dialogue with them? Reach out to people who are connecting to others with shared interests, whether it's through book clubs, art organizations, or groups that celebrate their ethnic or cultural identities. Keep working with your longstanding partners like schools. We talked about the importance of schools yesterday, and the local chambers. But also look for other organizations and networks that you can tap into and collaborate with. You can hold family-friendly events. This really conveys a powerful message to Rotary's openness as an organization and allows members of your community to participate. Now, President Jacque has another initiative, Each One Bring One. Research shows that 87% of Rotarians and 41% of Rotaractors were introduced to clubs through invitations from current members. So let's look for every opportunity to connect with people who share our same values, four-way test, and want to make a difference. Each one of us were given an extraordinary gift when we were invited to Rotary, and let's pay this gift forward. Plan a time to regularly update your club's website. The PR director will be pleased to hear this. Your website and your social media pages, because we've spent a century leading one another to a great purpose. Let's build those connections and opportunities that will allow people to share our drive to do the same. By starting satellite clubs and full clubs, we can provide innovative ways to do things together. I was talking with a couple of people last night who were meeting in different locations. It may be like a happy-hour event. We found that newer club models may be attractive to service-minded individuals who may never join a traditional Rotary club. Each one of our Rotary clubs was started because there was a need, and another Rotary club supported our growth. The next priority of the action plan is to enhance our participant engagement. So people of action, as we all are, strive to understand the needs of others. Rotary is a great organization because we create meaningful relationships across decades and across continents. But just like people in communities we serve, our participants need to feel seen and they need to feel heard. Every encounter is an opportunity to show people what Rotary can do for them as individuals and as members of our communities. I didn't feel a member, like a part of the community until I joined Rotary. My whole world changed. Enhancing participant engagement means that whenever someone engages Rotary through a club, a program, or even a project or event, they have the experience that exceeds their expectations. It also means that somewhere on the Rotary path, it's exciting, fulfilling, and meaningful in decade 5 as it is on day 1. So what does this mean for you? How can you take action? Seek feedback. Invite participants and the public at large to propose new ideas and share their thoughts on the club experience and projects. This will help you identify gaps between your club, like it is now, and maybe what it needs to be. You could also conduct a club health check to identify your strengths and weaknesses, or opportunities, I like to call them, or ask new members what is most important to them in a club. Incorporate a participant-centered approach to your club operation. Consistently seek ways and ask your participants how they want to be engaged and find ways to deliver those opportunities. Consider all of your participants when setting your goals and strategies as a club. Family, Rotaractors, interactors, alumni, and others who participate in your service projects or in your events. Get people off the sidelines. Whether you're offering new opportunities for personal or professional connection, or providing leadership development and skills training, find new ways to include everyone who interacts with your club. By providing an opportunity to serve together and connect, we can deliver a more satisfying experience with Rotary. Together, let's connect and recommit to putting the needs, expectations, and growth of our participants in the center of all we do. Now, another one of the initiatives for President Jacque is the Rotary Day of Service. We ask you to host a meaningful day of hands-on service activities where Rotary members, including Rotaract and Interact, and the community come together. It's a great way to introduce prospective members through a participatory day of service. For all club leaders, documenting your service in Rotary Club Central can support achievement of the Rotary Citation, as well as provide a tool to tell your story of the impact you have in your community. Just imagine if your club never existed. What projects would never have been done before? How many lives have you impacted? And more importantly, how many lives have yet to be impacted by the service of your club? When you align members with their passions, there are no boundaries to what you could achieve. Okay, the last priority is increasing our ability to adapt, or the flexibility word. People of action are inventive, entrepreneurial, and resilient. We know what we stand for and why it matters. We're driven by a sense of optimism, a belief that we will continue to be essential in our communities, to the world, and to humanity. We've shown throughout history that we excel at finding new ways to lead the world to lasting change. And Rotarians like you have proven in your own careers that you know how to help organizations of every kind move forward. This priority builds on those strengths. So we need to look at more ways that we can adapt more quickly to a changing world, like we did this last year and a half or 2 years. And how our perspectives can strengthen Rotary, and what ideas could create lasting change. We're ready to seek out fresh opportunities, create more paths to leadership, open up our conversations to diverse voices, and simplify how we operate. By using our collective global imaginations to bring new ideas to the forefront, we'll create a strong foundation for innovation, sustainability, and growth. So what does this mean for you? How can you take action? You can work to create a culture of research, innovation, and willingness to take risks in your club to better serve your community. But you don't need to do everything at once. Set a series of smaller goals so you can monitor the progress and revise as you go. Use it to try out activities or ideas that are different from what you've done before, and open your club up to new audiences. Host club meetings in a new location and at a new time, even if it's just once a month or once a quarter. Or occasionally replace your meetings with a social event or service project. Evaluate all your positions in your club's governance. Can you reduce or can you combine roles? Does your leadership represent the many perspectives in your community? Consider involving advisors or an advisor in a club board meeting to gain a new and different perspective. Embracing diversity is rooted in our founding and in our history. In 1935, Paul Harris said, "Rotary holds that the interests of society demand that there be a place where people of diverse races, faiths, and political parties can meet in happy fellowship," and he proposed to provide that place. Given our deep commitment to promoting peace and social justice, we need to do our part to promote inclusion, understanding, and dialogue. We all want a stronger and more effective Rotary, a Rotary that's more inclusive and is open to fresh faces and fresh ideas. New approaches to our organizing principles won't threaten our sense of who we are. Let's stay true to ourselves and stay ahead of change in our next 116 years. The last presidential initiative by President Jacque is to attend a presidential conference. The 21-22 series will highlight the humanitarian work in Rotary clubs and districts that they pioneer locally and support globally. And there are different conferences in different parts of the world. The blessing is that the International Convention, June 4th to the 8th, is going to be in Houston. Who's from Houston? Yay, Susie. So that's really a great opportunity to be engaged in an international conference. And if you come early, President Jacque is having a presidential conference that's focusing in on peace, serve to bring peace. That's my passion. So you have an opportunity to expand your reach as a Rotarian by attending the International Convention. And I believe they're going to be hosting some of the events online if you're unable to make it. So now Rotary's vision statement. Together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. I thank you for your time and your commitment to Rotary as we together serve to change lives. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much.